Hello and welcome to another edition of the Chill Stream. It's time to chill and just talk about whatever. Of course, we'll probably be talking a little bit about what's going on in my life. It's my channel, but nothing. Well, some of you care, some of you don't. We'll talk about whatever else comes up, of course, which who knows what that may or may not be. Um, Sometimes this things get taken over by whatever we're talking about, and that's all right. So, you know, let me grab an invite link, put in a space on Twitter. This will do in this chat. I don't know whether anybody will respond, but hey, what the heck. Okay, so now we need, of course, to share this out. Hopefully, maybe we'll draw some people in to watch. So there we go. There's that done. We have shared the link for people coming into thing. You know what? I might create a Facebook group so I can do the same thing. I'm not sure who I'd put in it. Not sure who's around Facebook. Might see it. But I might do that. So I don't know. Know what to talk about till some people get here. That seems inconsequential. Because that way I don't have to repeat myself. Not that I mind repeating myself. You know what? I actually got some contact with the guy for Canadian Shield, Shield 3 today. He was wondering where to put a link or where to put some pages. So I gave him the link. I'm not sure whether you've seen that yet. That was 12 hours ago. Unfortunately, he does not check his Facebook or Twitter or whatever as much as he should. I should probably put that link to a few different places. Hey, Elk. We started 8 p.m. on the dot. Yes, I normally do. Now I'm missing the wrestling wrap up. Oh, geez. And hey, sci-fi. And that's a big deal for you. Why? I'm certainly, you probably certainly glad you're missing the wrestling wrap up, Elk. And hello, Neil. How are you? Greetings to you as well. Sorry I haven't gotten back to you about working on your page. I blame you. Oh, okay. You can blame me, but I'm sure you're glad to be not listening to the wrestling wrap up. um, has anybody else gotten back to you? Don't blame Crossy, blame the quantum mechanics. uh, because 47. Okay. If you say so. Um, I'm gonna say maybe sometime Saturday or Sunday I can do something to help you with your page if you want any help. Neil? It's a sci-fi thing. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. No problem. No problem. Uh, so what's been going on with you guys all week? Are you guys having a good week? What? Okay, let me do something. Although probably he hasn't changed it much. I will give uh, Neo a ranks. That way he can share a link to his IGG campaign, Indiegogo campaign, taking care, taking care of the misses as always. Mischievous, shameless, like yeah. I have a stream every week, usually every week. I don't think there's been a time of miss. Although no, was it last week or the week before I started? I did it on the Wednesday instead of the Tuesday because Tuesday with Paranoia, no, also known as Elk, and another guy, uh, I did a digital version of an escape room. And you're welcome, Neil. Once you get things changed up, maybe we can have you on here within the next 30 days or so to go over your campaign, talk about it and all that. I can't promise a lot of people will buy. I can just promise hopefully you'll get to share. You know, I just want you to make sure you have a good campaign, or somewhat campaign up there that we can go over because as Madness was saying, Pops was saying, you gotta have something there for people to look at to encourage them to buy. That's your hot, crypto dating scam going. Um, that we'll get a little bit more into once we see Goodnight Spoon in the chat because he's will probably be wanting to know about that. I'll fill you guys in on details that I haven't filled you in on before. Crypto dating? What actually would that be? You'll find out if you stick around. Sci-fi. So I don't know what's happening with Goodnight Spoon, and it's just because I don't want to go over this stuff twice. Probably going to end up going over it twice, 3 times. I want to try and limit it. Well, the crypto dating that he's referring to is that a girl that I did a couple things with, went to a concert with, and saw some fireworks with, and wasn't exactly sure whether it was a date or not. So that's more what he's meaning by crypto dating. But everybody may crypto dating date my avatar is cool. Nobody ever. But yeah, there's been some developments on that. Yeah, no, no problem, sci-fi. Um, but maybe I'll if Spoon isn't here in the next 10 minutes, maybe I'll go over uh the developments in that. I'm not sure what else. Anything else? Anybody might want to talk about besides my wacky life? Oh, I know what I can talk about till then. I don't mind repeating this later. Unfortunately, I did not get either of the jobs that I had an interview. Either the one that I did. Goodness, goodness, goodness me. Um, health thing. I didn't get store. I didn't get as cashier. I didn't get that job. They didn't even get back to me either way, like they said they would. Um, the golf course job, I didn't get it. Um, although he got back to me a day late, unfortunately. But although impressive resume, I didn't get the job. Uh, I'm almost done watching season one of Vinland. I think I've heard that say it say it right. Just say about a boot. Sorry. That's how you think we Canadians talk. We don't talk about it like that unless we're trying to mock you is mocking us. Oh, and if everybody could hit that like button and share this out, let's try and get some more people in the chat. You know, it's always good to get more people in the chat. Um, um, Elk was Spoon over on Mike's chat or not? Uh, so what else is not so new, not so exciting? Like I said, hopefully in the next couple of days I will be getting some pages on the Canadian Shield 3. Um, uh, actually, that should get that message. Oh, hey, Metal, how are you? Let's see. Oh, yeah, he's in it. Well, I'm not sure whether you want to or not, Metal, but there is a link in the Cross Comics Warriors 1.2 if you want to come on. Uh, Shared on Twitter and Discord. Awesome. Thanks, Sci-Fi. Depends where you are from. I had some buddies from Canada come down for WrestleMania one year, and he was drinking one, let let out a few boots. Yeah, I think that's more in Saskatchewan area, maybe Manitoba, Saskatchewan. Yes, we was deep in it into it like they were discussing something about hot and some girl allegedly suing some other unnamed persons for using the word. Okay, I'm from Michigan. I have more boots than the Canucks that are south of me. uh, uh, then I that I really had to avoid the ironing, exposing runoff. One safety wasn't history of stupid things just cartoons and comics. Yeah. Well, one yes could consider those stupid, and some could not. Then Spoon and Mike discuss the eternal Taco Bell versus McDonald's debate. Anything I'm not personally interested is stupid. Thus is the law of the world. Yeah, I think that's about it for everybody, Metal. If you're not personally interested in it, it does, for most people, it's just stupid. It could be rocket mechanics, but it's stupid. It could be rocket science, but it's stupid. I'm not interested in it, so it's stupid. Although probably rocket science would be something that you would be interested in. I have a lot of just thoughts. Well, I don't think I've obviously heard of the band Judas Priest, but I've never listened. I don't think I've heard any of their music, but I could be wrong. For me, but if anybody else wants to respond, feel free. Let me see whether Mike's still coming on. Oh, he's over, so we should get. We might get Spoon soon. Hey, there's Spoon. Spoon held me at gun. Mike held me at gunpoint and wouldn't let us leave to watch your show. Yeah, yeah. If you say so. Well, shit. What? Took a bullet. Nothing. So we have Goodnight Spoon here. The one person I was waiting for before I went into details. Well, I'll say one thing. The two jobs that I had to interview, I did not get them. One said they were going to get back to me, and never did. One where they said they were going to get back to me either way. They didn't, and the other one said he was going to get back to me, and did get back to me just a day after what he said. Did you already make your announcement? No, there was no quote unquote announcement. It's just more, I guess, letting you know the state of the union. It's the State of the Union address. Seems to be each week here on Cross Comics. Well, some things I didn't tell you in the couple of dates that I had, if you want to call them dates. Probably not. uh, um, on the first date, I think I said to you that while we were waiting in line to get into the concert, we engaged talking in with a guy in front of us that was from Ukraine. What I didn't tell you, she got his number. And what she doesn't know, I don't think, is I actually seen her texting him before the concert started. And the fireworks date, actually, well, we were there. I'm not sure whether it was before we were there. She actually invited some other person to come on, but guy. So, yeah, those things were should have been red flags, obviously. But Sunday, last week, I texted her about going on a hike. Well, I had said about going on a hike on the Sunday, but because she said her leg wasn't feeling up to it, I suggested on I think Wednesday mini golfing and going out for something to eat afterwards. And she seemed okay with that. And then Friday night, she switched back to saying, "Oh yeah, let's do the hike." And then Saturday morning, um, she suddenly is like, "Oh, Rick, I don't feel comfortable going to the woods with you alone. A hike with you alone in the woods or something to that effect, because I've now got a boyfriend. I'm going out with somebody." And boom, lo and behold, as it is, the guy that we met from the Ukraine that was in front of us, which I found out later that night, because she ended up changing everything up for meeting up quite a lot that day. And then get closer to you're cutting out. Oh, let me make sure the right mic is on. Yeah, it's on. So what have you heard then, sci-fi? And the other thing that I haven't shared is, although I met her at church and she's going to a Christian organization, she has become really involved in Buddhism. So that's probably another not good thing. Oh, oh no, sorry. Sorry, you really dodged a bullet and you're headed to our home and then taking all all your stuff, but I know you don't want to hear that now. Yeah, I know. I've dodged in a lot of ways. I feel like I dodged the bullet too. Some ways I'm holding out hope that maybe things have like changed. Really involved in Buddhism. You know, the religion of Buddhism. Well, ask any questions for what you're not sure what you heard or whatever sci-fi. Thought my mic would be picking me up better, but my daughter. Yeah. And actually, I had said that I'd go to one of the meetings with her, and I actually ended up going with one of the meetings with her tonight. Um, yeah, and it was all right. I'm probably not going to do it again. It wasn't bad. The people were friendly enough, I guess. The message was decent enough. Obviously there was some things that I would disagree with because of Christian philosophy, or however you want to say it, Christian stuff, beliefs compared to Buddhist beliefs. Hey, Sketch, how are you? Oh, I'm practically Buddhist. No, not that. I get along really well with most. Yeah, I'm not saying I wouldn't get along as a friend. Obviously, I was looking for more. Um, and fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, Christian scripture says that we shouldn't be unequally loved. So it's probably not a good idea for me to get involved with her in a romantic sense. Buddhism is big in Los Angeles, not as big as Scientology, but still big. I'm not good. Why are you not good? What's wrong, Sketch? My problem with any religion is they always seem to be self-fulfilling prophecies. And took catechism. I'm not sure what that is. Sci-fi. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by them being self-fulfilling prophecies. Hey, Mike, how are you? Thanks for dropping by and saying hi. Well, I wouldn't say big announcement. It was just saying a little bit why I was, I guess, feeling depressed the last couple days, or down, or more into it than just not getting a couple jobs. Oh, well, sorry to hear about the death in your family. Anybody super close, or not that that should matter, but you know. And yeah, broken vehicle is definitely bad. I don't know what Buddhism for show is technically for show. I don't know that Buddhism for show is technically Buddhism. Well, yeah, too. That could go for any quote unquote religion. Uh, uh, the Catholic and Lutheran classes to be able to take communion. Oh, yeah. You shouldn't need to take a class to take communion. I will definitely agree on that. Because of what communion is supposed to be. People were giving you criminally bad advice, and you concealed highly relevant information that completely changed the foundation. Did you at least heed my words? What are you talking about exactly? Yes, and I know it was not giving all the facts, but I didn't want to give all the facts. I was hoping against hope that things would work out a little better than they did, but obviously not. Yeah, immediate family. So, but getting better. Oh, that's good to hear. Sorry to hear that. Sketchbook died 2 days ago. Son? Oh, I'm just reading somebody's comment. This is my cousin. For those that don't know, behind me. Don't do anything you regret or resent. Should it not go the way you want it? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, my condolences to you, Sketchbook, and to Sci-Fi. Mike, just cut bits and pieces as I came in. So what's going on with your new lady friend? If you don't mind me repeating the gist for me, basically, I was saying that on a couple of the on the first date, she actually we were talking. I said this in the past, I believe. We were talking to a Ukraine guy in front of us in line, waiting to go into the band. She ended up getting his number, and again, she didn't know it, but I did see her texting him while we were waiting for the concert to start. Once we were inside, and on our quote unquote second date, I'm not sure whether before or whatever the fire before we got together or whatever, she had invited some other person. I found out it was a guy, although he was a bit of a douche. Uh, um, and then, as we were supposed to have our third date, if you will, um, I had suggested the night of the fireworks about going on a hike the next Saturday, which was a couple days ago. And she said about her she had broken her leg, so a while back she was somewhat fairly healed. So she was saying might not be good. So I suggested a couple of days later. I texted and suggested about going, mini golfing and getting something to eat afterwards. And then Friday night she says, "Oh no, I'd rather go do the hike. I want to do the hike." And then Saturday morning, so at that point, I rushed to go get a few things that I was wanting to do for the hike. Like get some, stuff to make a picnic, in the middle of the hike. Um, but anyways, while I'm doing that, she ends up saying, "Oh, I'm going out with a guy now, so I don't feel comfortable being alone in the forest with you." So it's like, I'm like, okay. And then she's like, "Oh, we can still." So I don't want to be, I want to be meet. How about we meet somewhere public? So then I go back to the mini golf and thing. And she's like, "No, I still want to go on a hike." I'm like, "What the?" I didn't quite say that to her, but it's like, okay, so you want to do the hike, just not at the place that I suggested. So she ends up suggesting another place, and then she ends up saying, "Oh, my tummy's feeling bad, so maybe I shouldn't be doing a hike. I got to go somewhere to grab medicine." And then she's like, "How about we still get together for something to eat or coffee or something to that effect?" So I still end up doing that. I'm as dumb as I am. And then we were having a pleasant conversation. Of course, that's where I found out, although I was pretty sure it was the guy that, I knew it was one of two people that she was going out with. Guy, and we were having a somewhat pleasant conversation. And then I'm not sure how it got on the topic. The topic got on war. And I said, sometimes war is good or something to that effect. There can be a good reason to go to war or something to that effect. And she freaked out on me. It was like an SJW, a 5-year-old. Hey, Cement. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Mike, for showing up. You got here late. He said this one time before we couldn't get him. And now he's giving the Sparks Note version. And his mic was cutting out a lot earlier. And the Spark Notes are better than the Cliff Note. Honestly, I thought you said she started doing voodoo. And then the same Spark Notes and Cliff Notes as I remember different brands. Same.
He takes these right out of my fingers.
Ah, cool.
No biting.
Cool. Uh, she actually paid on the date. She on the one day she paid for on Sunday. We just got her like a couple smoothies, or Saturday technically. We got a couple smoothies. She paid. I was willing to pay, but she said, "Oh, because you do so much, and she paid for it." And then I had said about going out to one of the Buddhist meetings with her before things happened on Sunday or Saturday, and then she texted me today. "Oh, well, you want to go?" And I was dumb and went, but sounds that sounds like a lot like resentment. What? And okay, and now you're asking you or her about what? Who's paying for something to eat? Well, I would have paid for sure. I don't know. Same stuff. Uh, wait, you're saying you had a sort of a third date? Sorry, a lot. Cement shoes, everything. Okay, what was that? Everything. Right, that sounds like a lot of resentment. And you're saying everything sounds like a lot of resentment. Well, the one thing is, you know, she got the guy's number on our thing, and then she's on our quote unquote date, and then she texting him and ends up going out with him. And I don't feel comfortable with you. And she knows me longer. She known this guy a week and a half, and she's quote unquote committed to enough that she doesn't feel like going out with another guy. Although technically we went out to thing today. I don't know. It's whack.
I can't find the other thing of fruits that I got him.
This is why no man should ever date you. Hopefully, on the third run, he'll tell us everything without microphone issues. Sounds like you saw her true colors and have decided to move on. In a lot of ways, yes. I'm still holding out a little bit of hope. Obviously, I'm not going to be asking her on any dates anytime soon. Oh no, Cement missed everything. Yeah, he did. But also, I'm not going to share what she shared with me, but she did share a few personal things on that first date on the ride to the concert. So it's like, in some ways, I didn't know where I stood. Now I guess I know where I stand, and it was definitely heartbreaking, or however you want to say, for the first few days. I think I'm getting over it now. I went out on tour to the Buddhist place, but I'm not going to do that next week. Don't buy this girl anything else. Yeah, no. Heck, I made her a I had a flash drive that I put a bunch of songs on for her, of the band that we listened to, plus a few others. Probably still give that to her. It will just make her use you for freelancers, her friends who are on the trip, and you will go genuine. Yeah, for sure. Shouldn't have bought shouldn't have bought her anything to begin with. Well, the only thing technically that I've bought her at this point is, well, two things. I bought her ticket to Skillet, and I bought her admission into the Ancaster Fairgrounds when we went to see the fireworks, and that was only $5. So Canadian. But $5 to me is like $5 to you, really, to my currency. So uh, 10, you had to get in. Yeah, true, technically. And I probably wouldn't have gone if she didn't pick me up. But she did to drive, so she spent gas too. So plus all the tattoos. No, those tattoos, Elk. I've had those for I'm not sure, over a year, almost a year. I bought. I'm not sure when I bought them originally, but I think I might have bought them when I went to go down to L.A. last year. for the Christian Comic Con. It was something that I was thinking of giving out um, at the Comic Con, the temporary tattoos, but I never got to. So those were something that I had already bought. They weren't bought with her intended. I just figured it was a good way to use them, good way to maybe impress her. Because she has a couple tattoos herself, so I thought, what the heck. But that is, I guess, it at the moment for the catch up on that thing, which is you were asking the other night about being down. That was probably more it than the jobs, but the jobs were definitely part of it. Rick, please remember this. I lost my train of thought. She has real tattoos. Yes, she has real tattoos. One on one arm. Well, one on one arm. I'm not sure which, left or right, offhand. One up here, and then she has one like up around here somewhere. I think it is, or maybe it's on the other forearm. She might have another one. I just forget what it was if she does. And the one that she has here is just a bunch of leaves, and this is the other one is writing because some band or person from a band died or whatever. Please. Uh, no, they weren't really red flags. Lots of people have tattoos. I don't. But I know lots of people that have tattoos and they're good people. Uh, I'm not sure if I ever lose my train of thought, but I'm certain that the train is almost never rolling on any rail. Rick, remember this: if you ever feel compelled to impress someone, it's over before it begins. She has tattoos, prison tats. What is this? Okay. No, they are not prison tats. They're just, like elegant, dainty type tattoos that a woman would get. Not even sure whether. Definitely not in that one. But no, not on that one either. Uh, my train is magical. I walk out of the room and it disappears. I have to go back to that room before it reappears now. My Uncle Joey had tattoos all over his torso and arms. They were all from scripture, including a huge arc filling with animals on his back and the splitting of the Red Sea on both sides. Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, I know the Bible says not about getting tats, but I don't know. Well, I know the one was rather sooner than later, the little words, bit of words. I'm not sure when she got the other one. But the one thing I know is the guy that she's with right now, if she ever freaks out like she did to me about the war thing with him, he'll drop her like a lead balloon. Just because this guy, like I said, he's from the Ukraine. He was living in some other country when the Russian Ukraine war started, and he went back to the Ukraine and enlisted in the army in a medical field because he's, got some medical stuff in his background, and like a doctor or surgeon, I'm not sure. And the only reason he left it was because the Ukrainian government was being doorknobs. He was told to treat his body like a temple, so he made the temple a mural of the word. Ah, yeah, I can see that. Just going to gloss over my sage advice. What sage advice? Oh, but if I ever feel I have to impress somebody, it's over. Well, I use the word impress loosely. Um, I'm not sure whether impress is really the right word. I had them. I just thought it would do something. You know, they're temporary tattoos. I just thought, okay, this is something that she might like. It's just like the same day I went and bought. She told me on the first date, we'll call it, that she likes chocolate covered almonds. I went and bought a pack from the dollar store for her. For the second date and gave it to her. You know, you're on dates. You're trying to impress, I guess, but I'm not sure what the word is. I guess show that you're listening, that you care, or whatever.
There.
To what end? What to what end? You should aim to Okay, you guys should be able to hear me now. No, Rick, and not the stream over. I am confused. Sorry, my thing that my USB extender that gives me a few more USB ports um, fell and unplugged a bunch of my stuff. So I had to get that all reset, and it took a couple minutes. Sorry about that. Sorry about the confusion. And yeah, I should always. Yeah, I'm aiming to impress myself on how much I impress her. But no matter good deeds done to impress and appreciate yourself. Otherwise, curry favor with any individual will ever be received as authentic or trustworthy. No. Um, I wouldn't say necessarily wouldn't be, at least, from my perspective, but you do got to show that, you're listening to her or whatever. You know, I know when I did this stuff, bring out the treats, gave her the thing, she was like overjoyed. um it, it made an it made an impact impression on her. Obviously not enough of one. And she, and the same with the tattoos. And I had some buttons that I gotten the same for the same reason as the tattoos for giveaways when I was at shows or whatever in the States. um so I brung those, and I gave her a choice of one of them. And she was overjoyed at them. Obviously, it seems not enough, but that's another thing altogether. But yeah, at the moment, obviously, do I still like her? Yeah. But I gotta pray for her at the moment. I distinctly remember you rejecting a very generous offer from John years ago because you didn't trust there wasn't a catch. Okay, I'm trying to think of what you're talking about. But what I was gonna say, I don't know what I was gonna say. Yeah. Uh, what shall we do with the drunken work so early in the morning? Nothing, because we're getting drunk. Oh, what was I saying before your comment came up? Uh, oh, I know. yeah, so yeah, definitely at the moment, I'm just gonna be praying for her, obviously, in my opinion, for her to get out of Buddhism, um, because it's contradictory to Christianity. Yes, we share some of the same quote unquote morals and that, but the overarching philosophy of both uh, are different. The specifics don't matter. The reception matters. He was trying to do good by you as you were attempting to do good by her. The point is to do good by yourself and never regret your actions. And never regret your actions and never. Yeah, well, I don't regret any of my actions at this point. Not overly. Like, I've been the Buddhism thing has um, been I saw a little bit of it, probably on the first date, and I just didn't know how bad it was. I guess that's about the only thing that, because I've been taught, not unequally yoked, and I was willing to go against that just because I was desperate. Still am desperate in a lot of ways. Uh, Never attract something incongruent with who you are. Yeah, like, she's a great, nice lady for the most part. Like I said, she definitely has an issue about war. um, and in some ways, I don't honestly think she knows what she did. And I haven't confronted her about it because I haven't felt it was the right time or whatever, and there may never be a right time. Hey, I've just got to leave her in God's hands. I guess is the best I can do. And as much as I hate it, move on. Although, although I'm not sure, I've told my pastor a bunch of this in a little less detail. Um, he was just saying that the guy is the flavor of the week, and maybe I just have to wait and be a friend. Although I don't really want to be in the friend zone. What is that? What is it that you want to say to her? Um, that it was a bit rude, that we were on a date, or although I'm not even sure we were on quote unquote a date, and she gets another guy's number and texts him, that same day, you know, you know, and then bringing this other person on a quote unquote another date, you know, although, she, after she had done it, she asked me if it was all right or something to that effect. And I didn't know whether it was a guy or a girl, and I'm like, yeah, and that's on me, I guess. I should have said something. But you're out with another guy, and get a number of you get another guy's number. It is a bit of a pathetic move, and maybe I should have said something there, and then I don't know. Maybe I should have said something when she's sitting in front of me, so it's hard to not see that she's texting somebody, and I just happen to be able to glance and see the name. Again, maybe I should have said something. but I was just trying to be too much of a nice guy. Don't be a free diner guy. Her friends will encourage her to go out with you as long as you are paying. She will broke. The thing is, when we went out to the concert, yes, I paid for the concert tickets. She paid for lunch for us. She drove, so she was paying for gas. She did buy me a drink. Well, after we parked, she paid for her parking too. Um, she's offered to pay for stuff to eat a couple times. When we Sunday or Saturday when we went out for something to drink, I guess, or whatever, eat drink. Although we both only ended up having a smoothie, she paid for that. And tonight, when we went to the Buddhist thing, um, apparently, I guess because they have a real lack of funding, you got to pay to pay for the sermon to be there to hear the sermon. She paid for that for both of us. Um,
Sounds like sounds to me, Rick, like she's trying to impress you, get you to convert to Buddhism
who knows?
from a one woman's perspective to another. It looks like she's trying to convert you to Buddhism.
It's hard to say. It's possible. It was my idea to go to the sort of, well, it was her, but it was mine. Idea for the meeting to go to it. She said, she said about it. She left, it in my hands, and because of trying to getting good with her, I said, just, hey, how about I come with you one time? Uh, okay. Be careful about friends. Exactly. Yeah. There are no nice guys, Rick. What do you mean there's no good guys? I'm not a nice guy. Are you saying I'm not a nice guy? Okay, if you're not courting strictly split 50-50, yeah. Rick, what the hell are we now finding out you went to a Buddhist thing? Because it was just tonight before I did this stream. And I doubt I'm ever going to go back. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was to be. I'll admit that it was different than what I thought. Although I don't know what exactly I was thinking it was be, but it wasn't too bad, But the teaching was pretty good, But again, there's obviously stuff in the teachings that would go against what I believe as a Christian. One of the main things, of course, is reincarnation. Sketches, Rick. That's a person you don't want as a friend. Just walk away, give her to God. Don't waste thoughts on her. She won't on you, God bless. Well, she might waste a couple thoughts on me, but because, like I said, I wasn't going to be texting her, and she texted me tonight saying, "Oh, I'm going to the meeting tonight for the Buddhist thing," and I say Buddhist thing, She says meditation or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, do you want to come?" A lot of ways, I wasn't going to go, but she brought it up. She texted me and brought it up, so it's like, man, okay, I'll go. I have the time, but I don't think I'm gonna go to any others because I don't want her wasting the money because I'm not gonna convert her or anything. Because she said she'd pay for me to get in. Buddhism has a lot of scams and faults. Indian Buddhists Jews dream of making it big in America and making big cash. Well, going to this one, there was about as many people at it as there is at my church, which isn't a lot of people. There may have been 15 people there. So this Buddhist place is not making it big, that's for sure. They're not making big cash. Rick, you're being very dodgy on this. Did you go to a Buddhist temple, or did she take you to a yoga class? It wasn't a yoga class. Hey, Joe Holstein's territory. Yes, true, true, true. Metals. The only Buddhist temple I've entered is a local branch of so Shaolin Temple down in Houston, Texas. Um, I guess I guess technically it's a temple, but it was just in like an office building, an office made into the temple. She's not thinking about you. That is a woman who wants a boyfriend benefits without committing. I'm telling you from what I hear, this is not a great person. Red flag central is where she took you. Yeah, I'm not doubting. I'm not saying that there's not definitely a lot of flags, and that may or may not be the case about boyfriend benefits. Because, like I said, she, except for me paying for the concert itself, she's paid for everything else. Well, actually, sorry, the concert and to get into the fairgrounds for the fireworks. Like, here, let me quickly. I can. Give me a sec. Okay, so you guys are probably saying a bunch of things there, which I'll check out before I. But yeah, America has a lot of commercial spaces as do-it-yourself churches for pastors as on the make for gurus. Lots of cults setting out meet in rented halls. Yeah, true, true, true. Metal, have you any words or reason or wisdom? Okay, so let me browser up. So right here, I'm not sure whether you can see, this is the temple. Meditation classes, but it says Buddhist center, not temple. She is neither saint or devil, but you've seen her pick a guy while courting with you. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's sort of what I'm saying. She's I can tell she's genuine in a lot of ways. You know, obviously picking up a guy while she's with me is, that is a definite major red flag. Um, like I said, the real to me even the more major red flag was um, her getting triggered about me saying about war being, there being good times to go to war or something to that effect. And like she got triggered like an SJW, social justice warrior, or she got triggered like a 5-year-old girl. If you're waiting for an above average woman, remember half of women are below average. Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody that I find is pretty and has Christian, who has a good personality. Most local branches can't afford to erect a temple center from scratch to fit a certain ethnicity. A Sheldon Temple in Houston is 100% legit and was renovated out of a old restaurant building. Ah, and I know you. Somebody was saying probably Sketch was saying about girlfriends. I'm not sure how many girlfriends she actually has. I know she's staying with her dad right now because she broke her thing. She was working at a flower shop before. Um, she's not actually working at the moment, but I heard she's inherited some money or whatever, so she's supposedly living off that. I don't know. Yeah, well, there's the thing is, and like you said, well, according with me, again, it's like, were we on a date? Weren't we? Like I'm still confused about that. That's something I would probably have liked to clarify, but yeah, I get your point. Definitely, she was out with me, and that, like I said, seems like a red flag, as I said. But yeah, this Buddhist center was even smaller than my church, so I know they charge $12 to get in to see the sermon. It's like, really? Uh, but I get that, and I get that in a sense. That's one thing that was a little off-putting to me. But they do have to bring in money to pay the rent there and pay hydro and all that. It's not done like a church would do. Obviously, it's a different religion, so they do things differently. So Pancha Salida, I have no idea what you're talking about. Couldn't explain. So that's you know like I said, the one thing that seems, and like I knew that there was going to be different teaching from a different, shall we say, world view. Yeah, Hindu temples are actually have a menu of costs of blessings and services. Funny enough, that center looks about the same size as the Christian ministry my buddy Century did mission work for in Japan. It's a rough being in a foreign minority culture in another land. True, true, true. And the people looked, except for the Buddhist monk. The people look fairly ordinary in there too. You know, they look like everyday people. I guess that's the one thing I didn't really expect. Most everybody in there looking like everyday people. But I was praying for them all while the service was going on. They're part of the service, the meditation time. Oh, what are you? What were you expecting, aliens? Well, obvious. Yeah, I was expecting aliens. Yeah, but not outer space aliens. I guess I was expecting more people from that side of the world, Buddhist people. You know, I guess more. I'm not sure. More most Buddhist people are Oriental, right? So I guess I don't think there was an Oriental person in the bunch. It's like entering a Catholic church. Only the clergy are dressed weird. Yeah, you know. I guess they expected more people to be dressed like Buddhist monks or something like that. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure what I expected to see or whatever, but I'm just in analyzing it now. You know, like everyday Canadians or maybe your typical looking Canadians or Americans there, and um, I didn't get real cult. Well, it depends on what you mean by cult, because technically, are they a cult? Not in the strictest sense, because cult is usually an offshoot, a wrong offshoot of a particular religion. Since these guys are just another religion, they're not. I wouldn't technically classify them as a cult. Uh, I don't believe most Buddhists are of Japanese or Chinese persuasion. Okay. Um, I don't know. Anybody know what most Buddhists are? Where was it developed? Because I thought it was developed in the Orient somewhere. Buddhism aimed at white people tend to be gurus, streaming of cash cult. Yeah, well, I must say I didn't get that vibe. They didn't except for the $12 thing for attending the meeting. Nobody was saying anything else about cash or whatever. So, how large is the Asian in your area? There's a large proportion of major Texas cities. So, Buddhists I know of Asian descent, not all. Well, um, there's a, I guess there's a fair amount. I'm not sure what the percentage of the population of Hamilton would be. Um, it's probably under 10%. I'll say that. Might be under 5%. I have seen a lot of Orientals in the city. Um, there's some sort of college or whatever in west end of Hamilton that has a lot of Oriental people go to it. Uh, well, by cult, I mean a popular sense, as in a leader constantly looking for cash or sex. Yeah, this guy didn't. I didn't get that vibe off him. Oh, yeah, they had a bit of a bookstore, that you could buy books. I think buy books. I'm not sure buy or Well, it said bookstore, so. Uh, by middle, we're going to have a real discussion one day. By sheer population, the vast majority of Buddhists and are Southeast Asians, but that mostly is Southeast, Southeast Asia. It's more mixed in North America. Yeah, I can believe that. Buddhism started in South Asia, spread to China, died out under communism, spread to Japan. There are about 500 million Buddhists in Southeast Asia and only about 4 million here in North America. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even think the guru was technically um thing. Um Asian. Obviously I can't say for sure this guy's motive. I don't know. I didn't even talk to him. I just heard him speak. The whole thing tonight was on laziness. The guy said, he doesn't have a TV or whatever, hasn't watched TV. He knows a lot of things. He had actually cracked a couple jokes in his sermon, if you want to call it. Many Buddhists are not mono-religious, uh, and it was mostly the island nations in the Indian Pacific Ocean. Many mix with Shinto and other ants. You know, oh, and he was saying about laziness is procrastinate comes in usually three forms through procrastination. Uh, what was the other two? Starts with a D. Yeah. I forget what else. Dude's better Buddhist than me. Um, I forget. Well, the third one was I forget. I just forget. Jeez, I know it's about laziness. Of course, not being lazy and how laziness gets injected in our lives. Procrastination, as I said, the one which I know, and the other one I could see a little bit. The third way I was, I don't know, dejection, not rejection, dejection. It's a feeling. I'm stuck with like I said, it was a nice place to visit. Um, I'm sticking with my Christian beliefs. I can't see me going back anytime soon. It was nice enough to say, yeah, I'll think about it. And reminds me of lesbian. Which Star Wars is out tonight? Ah, you, in witchcraft, you're not lazy. You're on the path of least resistance. So you're only awareness. Give me a second. Just grabbing something to drink. So you're only where you are in life because it would take too much effort to be somewhere else. I gave up on that show weeks ago. Yeah, I got to catch up on the two that you were mentioning last night. The dragon one, which is has to do with what should it Targaryen, Game of Thrones, and then the boys. Yeah, so I'm sorry for holding back on you guys about all the details of things going on. Um, I did it, like I said, on purpose, just because I didn't want to hear anybody saying some of the stuff you guys are saying, because I knew you guys would say it. Hence, I was already aware of the red flags. Much of witchcraft and Germanic Celts equivalent of alchemy as opposed to modern science, which focus more on the practice than produce. I like the 1980s slash Scribner, yeah. But it was still experimental form of wisdom passed down from master to apprentice in an agricultural way. Metal, let's start a cultural podcast. Every week you educate me about some culture I don't know shit about. IMAO, that can be fun. I do enjoy diving deep and researching topics, but I pretend to know things. I say I haven't heard something to that effect. Yeah, so yeah, the rest of my week's actually going to be fairly busy. I've got that plan, some, the possible, something of possible, the power of possible thing I got through the employment, we'll say agency, help agency. That's, of course, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. Um, And then I got to feed my friend's cat, not the lady friend that we've been talking about, but another friend cat. Well, she's out of town. I'm going to be going over to feed her cat. I'm getting some money for that. Um, and then Friday, of course, there's art crawl that I'm going to. I heard there's supposed to be a job fair on Saturday um, at a place here in Hamilton, so I'm probably going to go to that. So, yeah, we got some things. I got a few things happening. Uh, we need a good podcast name. Alex says, "Good night, Spoon. I'm reading about Prussia, and I have been for 3 years. It's tragic. Prussia, paganism, and witchcraft is so little known, even though it survived the latest in Europe to 1300s. Procedure still mattered, though. If you look at the medical side, clinical, I'm not sure what that. They are basically cookbooks. Uh, I look forward to hearing about these procedures and cookbooks. It says good night to him. Uh, it was what I was thinking when I said the tragic European folklore myth was destroyed by Jewish Middle Eastern folklore on our new podcast, Culture Wars. Medicine Allah. Medicine Allah. I'm still messing it up, I know that. As pertaining to medicine. Medicanal Lore Podcast. The Dead Culture Podcast. How is that one? Dead Culture Podcast. Cultural Lorecast. That's not too bad. Ooh, Cultural Lores. Are you guys even hearing me? Or are you guys just ignoring me? Could be understood two ways: lore about medicine or quality of good lore. Metal is on my frequency. Says good night. Spoon. Spoon. I hear you, right. Okay, then you're just ignoring me. Just good to know that I'm being ignored and not hurt. You can talk about what you would gold belly. I have no idea what you mean by that. you can talk about what you would gold belly. What is gold belly? Oh, Buddhist? Are you talking something Buddhist? How am I the only person who knows about this? Knows about what? Uh, what would you eat at McD's? Lately, I would have one of two things. Um, the junior chicken meal, which would include fries and a drink, or the other value meal, which I think is McDouble. Wait, Rick, I'm certain we already discussed this. Discuss what? Everyone, everyone in Texas should gold belly brisket from Franklin BBQs in Austin. That's the real answer. Gold belly brisket? Okay, now I'm really getting confused. You complained about the poutine. I did? Now shipping to Canada? I'm not sure whether that's good or not. Crab bomb? I don't remember talking about this. I was joking. I didn't know Franklin was actually on my list. What kind of restaurants by answer stands for foreigners? Glad Metal didn't say Clutch Barbecue. Oh, I think I might remember this now. Uh, the poutine kits. I just didn't know it was called Gold Belly, or I don't remember. So, anybody got any idea what they want to talk about for the next 20 minutes? Gold Belly is a service that delivers. It's not the restaurant. Oh, okay. Do they deliver from restaurants or 1%? What's 1%? I'm gonna grab some swig. Oh, you see the 1%. Talk about the 1%. I must try Gold Belly. Shipping food to customers. What could go wrong? Yeah. Maybe they have a location already up here in Canada. They're not shipping it through customs. I think it would be cheaper for me to drive to Austin to get Franklin. So, since I'm a few hours away. Yeah, although I must admit, tonight thing with her, she picked me up to bring me to the Buddhist thing, Buddhist center. Definitely wasn't the same. Rick, now that you're back on the market, you should get the Kenya G singles app. I'm not sure whether it was off the market, but I'd rather deal with being in Austin. That alone is quite a cost. Then, uh, and watch the Kendra G singles show on YouTube. Well, maybe I'll watch that first before I decide on whether to get the app. The question is, would the app even be good for here in Canada? Because some of these apps are not good for Canada. Mostly US, but elsewhere too. I'm only on black markets. It's if it's not under the table, we have no business together. A good one, Metal. And watch. Yeah, I've been watching a few different channels lately, um, and some of it, I get it back. Like I've been watching a lot of Christian Grace Smith lately, and another channel here, Levi something, I think it is. Levi Nitch, Nitz, LVI space NICHS. Uh, we should all agree to watch one solid hour of Kendra G and talk about it on Sundays. Well, I'm not sure whether that'd be the best show to talk about it on, but we could definitely talk about it through here in the chat and all that. And that's something I got to do too. This next week, I got to start doing editing for that video that we did last couple weeks. What you call it? It's about old fat people like us dating. It's mind blowing. Knitman says, I'm not fat, I'm underweight. But I'm not dating either. Well, I'm not dating either, so although it's not really by choice. For me. This show is not for me. You should have the pick of the litter spoon. I have an athletic build. I would neither call myself old or young at this current point. You found your people. Let's see. You found your people. Okay. Oh, what? I'm not saying much now, am I? I'm trying to think what to say, what to talk about for the last 10 minutes. I've been old since I was 12. I've been old since I was one, because I was 1 years old. what could I say? I've been old since I was one. I was 1 month old. I wasn't 1 month young. I was 1 month old. Uh, I hate when I have nothing to talk about. I thought I saw something. It's interesting. Oh, I see. I think I see. Oh, I know. Although I was half sleeping through it, I went and seen Despicable Me 4 today. My grandfather would always say that it's all downhill after 10. Your grandfather was well. He's visiting and passed on out on the couch right now. Sorry to hear that. Dad's side grandfather or mom's side grandfather? My condolences. I've seen a couple good trailers though. Kendra just asked about 5 to 10 questions. When she asks how many kids do you have, how many and how many different men are they by, followed by have you ever been married? It's like darkness is being lifted. Dad. He's not dead. He's sleeping. Not dead yet. Anyways, he's 90. Congratulations. Oh, 93 over here. You might want to check him again. He might be dead now. My dad is in the living room with him. Actually, I should check them both. My dad is now. Oh. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get up early tomorrow. Have to get up 7 and be out of where I am by 8 to get to the place I got to be for 9. Rick, what happened to the good gear I sent you? Well, I've got this right here. The headphones actually started going on me. Um, I and some of it I think is packed away. Although I still do have also the snowball. And I'm using the camera right here. I'd show you it, but it's hard to show you it. Oh, I know how I can show you it. Oh no, that just shows the screen. Okay, that did not work. Have you never ever used the snowball? I used it before. Uh, that's what kind Spoon sent him a mic. Yeah, he sent me the mic a couple years ago. Can I with the camera? No, never use. I'm saying I think I did at first. Okay, so let's flip this. And then we can flip that. And there's the camera that I'm using that you sent me. I was gonna, what the hell did I do with the Sesmere MD 46? Did if I didn't send it to you, what is that? An MD 40, the Sesmere MD 46. Is that a mic? Is it a camera? The only problem with this is it's supposed. I think it's supposed to this. I think it's supposed to act as a speaker, but I can't get it to work as a speaker. Oh, I think I did have. I think you might have sent a mic like that to me. If I still have it, it's packed away because it looks familiar. You might have sent that to me, but I didn't know that this was supposed to be better. I had heard all the good stuff about snowballs, so it's packed in all my crap in storage. So I have, if I have it, and when I get my own place, which I'm actually sort of thinking about doing that, getting a room or whatever for the first of this month or next month, I should say. But I just remember hearing everybody else was getting snowballs and all that. Over the last couple of years, I heard that they were supposed to be good, so I thought that was the better one of all of them at first. But yeah, I'm thinking of getting a room at the beginning of this month or next month. I'm gonna start looking after next Tuesday. Rick, no, Snowball is garbage. Razor is the one step above. $500 microphone you have packed away is. Yeah, well, you're telling me this now. I didn't know it when you initially sent all this stuff to me. Yeah, and that's if I do have it packed away if you sent it to me. But I think I remember seeing something like that with the stuff that you sent me. I'm just not 100% sure at the moment. The only reason snowballs and yetis are popular is because they're easy to find and a monkey could set it up. That's it. Oh, okay. Well, I did not know. I got Goodnight Spoon crying. But unfortunately, folks, it's that time, and I do have to get up, like I said, in an hour, at least not that I've been getting up at 8 lately. I've been getting up earlier. But I do have to get up at 7 tomorrow. Be out of here by about 8. So I think I'm going to end since we are technically at the midnight hour, at least here in Ontario, the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So I'll say good night, all. Um, I should have a couple more. Hopefully, um, in the next couple days, I will have a couple more snack videos up, and I should be on the mic stand tomorrow. So catch me there. Bye for now. God bless. Have a great night or day, whatever it might be for you. Love you all. Have a great day. Love you. Well, let's see. Metal says, and even then it sounded awful. I use an Yeti because it was donated, but luckily I have the audio tech and expertise to make it sound better than it should. And